what else? What else is there to say about the New York Jets? What else is there to say? Bonehead play after bonehead play again in this game, in a game that possibly could have been winnable. Before the game started, I had no faith that the Jets were going to win this game. But with how horrible Lamar played in the first half, and let's give the Ravens credit, because they played through that first half with Lamar playing, he was off his game. Lamar was off his game. And the Jets still found bonehead play after bonehead play or bonehead move to make sure that they couldn't win this game. Now, there's something in this game that I'm going to talk about that I haven't talked about, I don't think, at all in any reaction video that I have done so far this season. And that was the egregious BS penalties against the New York Jets. Now, I'm not saying, before you guys get into the comment section, believe me, look, I get back to almost everybody in the comment section in the first 24 to 48 hours. So whether you're a Jets fan, Ravens fan, another team's fan, get down to me in the comments and we'll talk. But hear me out. There were like 3 or 4, more than that, but like 3 or 4 clear BS calls against the New York Jets, and I am not saying that this cost the Jets the game. The Ravens are a better team. Lamar played like shit in the first half, but in the second half, just like Stella, he got his groove back. He didn't play great, but he was getting his groove back, okay? And the Ravens found a way to win, as good teams do. Now that's like 5 in a row for the Ravens, right? The penalties against the Jets, and I'll go through them, were so obvious and such, I could not believe that these referees were so lopsided against the New York Jets. We'll get into it right now. First and foremost, in the first quarter, there was a clear face mask tearing down on the face mask. And I've never seen that switch to a holding against the other team. Never once. The Ravens player had him by the face mask, was tearing him down. He grabbed his shirt like falling to the ground. And they called holding on the Jets as opposed to a very clear, anyone with eyes could see the face mask on the Ravens. Not called. Why? I don't know. Moving along. Now, like I said, the first half, I don't have too many. The final 3 happened in the second half that I have written down, okay? And the first half was pretty boring. Neither teams could get it done offensively. The Jets, Tyrod to Mechie, 12, 13-yard touchdown pass, put the Jets up 7-0, go into the half 7-3. It was a pretty boring, pretty uneventful first half. So we'll just get that out in the open. In the second half, the Jets were, okay, so when a team is down on the goal line, whether their team is anywhere on offense and they decide to make substitutions, the defense is supposed to be given time to make their substitutions and get set. The Ravens made their substitution on like the 3-yard line, getting ready for a big like 3rd and goal or 4th and goal. And the Jets were not given time to substitute for their defense and weren't even close to being set for that play, and the rest just let them get it, which gives the Ravens their first touchdown of the game and the lead 10-7. That's big. That's big, folks. And I don't know why. I don't know why. How many refs are on that field that somebody couldn't have said, hey, they didn't even have a chance to substitute and get set. Obvious to anyone, once again, with eyes. Then you have the pass interference later in the game on Adams. Now, there were other pass interference calls in the game that I have no problem with. Tugging here, tugging there. I have no problem with it. But this one was a throw into the end zone that the receiver fell on his own around the 2-yard line onto the goal line, and it was called on Adams, but the ball was pretty much out of the end zone. It was 10 yards. It was an uncatchable ball regardless. And the Ravens receiver, I don't know if it was Flowers or who it was, fell on his own. Yet they called that on the New York Jets. Like, what the hell? What the hell? I don't mind the Jets losing, clearly. I'm still a Jets fan after all this time. But come on, give us, at least make it a fair game. At least make it somewhat, even so that the Jets can lose as they usually lose fairly. Or do on their own accord with bonehead plays, which I'll get to. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I'd really appreciate it. And like I said, comment down below. I will get back to you if you disagree with what I'm saying. If you didn't watch the game, don't give me shit. But if you actually watched this game, these penalties were clear as day. And then the final one, there was a play where Breece Hall gets a decent run, They call holding on the Jets. Breece Hall is torn down out of bounds. Okay, he was clearly out of bounds. No matter how hard or soft he's thrown down, that's a penalty. That is a personal foul. The flag was thrown for that personal foul. The flag was thrown for the holding. But they picked up the one that was, once again, obvious to anyone with eyes. Obvious, clear as day to anyone with eyes is the Breece Hall one. You can call holding on almost any play in the NFL, tugging and tearing all over the place. But the one on Breece was clear as day. They pick it up, and it's just a penalty on the Jets. Shame on the NFL referees for this game. It did not, once again, clear it up. It did not cost the Jets the victory. It did not. But shame on the NFL officiating when it gets this bad. When it gets this bad. It's embarrassing. And this has been a big problem across the NFL. And like I said, I haven't talked too much about it with the Jets this season, but in other games, I mean, it over the past, I'd say 4 or 5 years, it has been getting steadily worse. And the NFL needs to address this when it's as obvious as especially the 4 times I just mentioned. Now, like I said, the Jets are going to lose anyway. That's what they do. That's what we do. And the bonehead plays that the Jets had, Azaria Thomas Lamar throws the ball to Flowers in the backfield. Azaria Thomas runs at him, had him dead to rights, missed him completely, and he's down. He's going down the field. Like, what are you doing? Have you ever seen someone tackle? He just dove at him at his feet, and all he had to do was hop over him. Just hit him. Just hit him. Here's one that I don't blame on the refs. 34-yard pass interference on Oliver. What are you doing, bro? Turn around. Turn around and look at the ball that's coming towards you. Maybe you don't get that call. Like, think about this. Think about it. Think about what you're doing on that field. You guys are paid millions, and you're making stupid mistakes. This one costs 34 yards. And then Glenn going for it. First possession. They're down, 10-7? They're going their first possession of the second half in their own territory, on their own, 42? And Glenn decides to go for it on a 4th and 2, and that's a long 2. It was almost 4th and 3. It was, whatever. And then just blows it. Just blows it and gives the Ravens the ball in Jets territory, almost in field goal range. What are you thinking, Aaron Glenn? There's other times you could go for it. I understand the Jets aren't going anywhere and you got to pull anything out. But in your own side of the field, the game is still close. I mean, what are you doing? And then Sherwood, I love Sherwood, but damn did he whiff on a sack. Him and Thomas, both of them, just missed. He had Lamar ready to just bury him and just missed him completely. Like, embarrassingly bad. Almost as embarrassingly bad. It's probably, I don't know, I'd have to see them both back to back. But of the one of Sauce Gardner earlier in the year when he had Josh Allen, boom, hit sack, and just missed him completely. Like, Josh Allen was just like, nope. And Sauce looked like an idiot, tumbles to the fucking turf. But let's be honest here. The Jets beat themselves again. But NFL games need to be as fair and need to be called better. It's not just this game, it's any game. It's any game. It just needs to be fixed. And then the last bonehead play of the game, Breece Hall was again having an outstanding game. An outstanding game. And after all that greatness, he had just broke a pass or a run, I forget what it was, for 20, 30 yards. And then fumbles the ball pretty much at the goal line. And that's what I'm always scared of with Breece. You know, I said this over and over again, even when he wasn't traded and we kept him. I like Breece. I love his power. I love his running, all of that stuff. But he coughs up the ball over the past couple seasons. He coughs up the ball at pivotal moments. And this has got to stop. Guys, I don't know. Please, like I said, I love talking football. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this game. Congratulations to the Baltimore Ravens. 5 wins in a row. I have no idea what that feels like. I don't think I ever will at this point. But it is what it is. I am live every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We had a show last night talking about Tyrod versus Lamar today. And we're live every Monday night at 9:30 Eastern Time. That'll be tomorrow night. And we'll be going over this game and talking more football, talking Jets, and talking about other things. Because our show is not only a Jets show, but it's also a variety show where we'll go off on anything. Movies, music, other sports, you name it. And we always welcome other fans. Just don't come in and be a dick. You can be a dick to me and Maddie, but, you know, keep it friendly there in the comments section. Keep the comments section fun. But that's it. I am Midnight Mike, and you know, it is what it is. Another Jets loss. Almost double-digit losses before Thanksgiving. Yippee. Another great Jets season. Jets, 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 Jets. Woohoo! God damn it. We're going to be in the one game after Thanksgiving. One game after Thanksgiving, and we're going to be in double-digit losses. God damn. God damn. I'm Midnight Mike. I can't wait to see you next time.